Hi everyone, I am so excited for our vlog today because I have with me the new Rouge Experience lipstick from Lisa Eldridge. So this is her latest innovation wherein when you purchase this, you can actually purchase refills for this. And what's so special about this lipstick is that the refill is actually detachable. And it is actually free from the main component of the lipstick, and I absolutely love that. So if you're a fan of Lisa Eldridge, you would have known that she already released this a month ago, and I am only talking about this now because I just received this a few days ago. Now, although I did purchase this at the time of launch, it takes a while for products to get to me these days, and I think it has something to do with the fact that Lisa's team had changed a courier provider wherein it is now under FedEx. So it takes a while to get to me because I think it gets rerouted to my postal office. So I think I waited for around 25 days for me to receive this. But usually before, when they were using DHL as a courier service, I would get products from Lisa Eldridge in less than a week, which is actually fantastic. But I actually don't mind waiting. But I do have to admit that I was a little bit scared that this was lost in the mail because it really took longer than usual, but it's here now, so that's why we're only doing this today. Now, I'm sure by now you guys might have seen the release video of this product on Lisa's channel, but if you have not, I'm gonna put a link down on the description box to that, okay? So you can go and check it out because I'm sure there might be some aspects of this lipstick that I might not be talking about, and maybe Lisa might have covered it because after all, this is her product and she knows more about this than I do. So for sure, I'm going to be talking about this and sharing my experience with this particular lipstick product. Okay, so what I love about this is the actual packaging. Look at that. Look how beautiful this is. Doesn't it look gorgeous? Very luxurious looking, and look how it gleams under the light. It's so beautiful. Now her name is actually engraved on the belt of the lipstick, and her monogram is also engraved on the top portion of the lipstick. And the best thing about this is that you can have this lipstick personalized, and I'm so lucky that my nickname TOR is actually it fits to be engraved at the bottom of the lipstick, and I love that because it just makes it more personal and it makes the experience more heartwarming, I do have to say. Now, it's actually very easy to use this refillable lipstick from Lisa. So of course, the main component of the lipstick holder is what you will use to actually dial up the lipstick. And if we see it here, look how beautiful this lipstick color is. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but you can see that her monogram is also stamped into the bullet, and it's also very easy to replace the cap, by the way, so it's a no-brainer. Now, what's so amazing with this is that it's actually very easy to replace the refillable lipstick from the component. All you have to do is just to pop it out, and once you're through using this, or if you want to change the color, you can just pop it right back in. It's very easy. It slips into place and you won't have any trouble actually doing this, and you don't have to worry about the refill actually slipping out of the main lipstick component because it's actually quite secure inside. Now, according to Lisa, her main inspiration for her Rouge Experience lipstick are her vintage lipstick collections. Now, we were actually so lucky that she actually showed 4 during her launch video, and I was very familiar with the 2 lipsticks there. She showed one which was from Revlon. It was from the Futurama collection, and it was actually designed by Van Cleef and Arpels, but I think that was just a licensing deal, if I remember the stories that I've read. And anyway, I digress. Now, the other lipstick that was very familiar to me was the Helena Rubinstein refillable lipstick case, and they absolutely look beautiful. And seeing her Rouge Experience lipstick here in front of me, I can see where it's really inspired from. But what I like also about her Rouge Experience lipstick is that it's very connected to all of her products, may it be from her lipsticks to her eyeshadow palettes, most especially because you can see the ridges here, and it's also present on the ridges here. So it's actually very, very cohesive, and it's actually playing with a nerd in my head, especially that I took up packaging design back in college because I was an advertising major. So me seeing her products and especially her packaging, it really plays with my imagination, and I just really love it because there's an obvious inspiration to all of her packaging design, and I just absolutely love it. Anyway, so the lipstick here comes in two components. So you have the main housing component, which is this one, and then you have the refill component. Now the housing component is made of metal, but it's actually lined with plastic here. So the plastic, especially the component that holds the bottom of the refill here, actually has ridges inside, because if you slip the refill inside, it is actually what holds the refill lipstick in place, and it's really stays in place quite nicely. But you just have to be careful with that. You have to, like, just proceed with caution when you're, like, putting on the lipstick refill, because you do not want to break, like, the ridges at the base of the holder here. And what I love about this is that, like, they're separate, and for as long as makeup and lipstick has been in the market for centuries, I can't believe that this is the first time that somebody actually thought of, like, separating the components. Because usually when you have, like, refillable lipsticks, the mechanism to dial up the lipstick or the product is actually found in the main housing component of the lipstick, but you don't get that here with Lisa. So the, like, the mechanism is found on the refill itself, and I love that because there's no possibility of the mechanism to actually break down, and usually when that happens, it makes the main housing component of the refill useless. So this eliminates that, truthfully, so it really makes it sustainable. And if ever anything happens to the mechanism, you can always contact customer service of Lisa and say, hey, there's something wrong with the mechanism that dials up the bullet, and you just for sure will get either a refund or you will get a new, like, refill instead. And you still have the complete integrity of the actual housing component, and I absolutely love that. Like, I can't believe that for somebody who owns a very small makeup company, she is the one who was able to create something as innovative as this. Because in my head, I was thinking like maybe a big house like either Chanel, like, Givenchy, L'Oreal, or even Revlon can create something like this. But no, surprisingly enough, it was a small makeup company by Lisa who was able to do this, and I find it so genius, and I hope that she patented this, because this lipstick is gonna put her down in the history books. I absolutely love it. So good, so good. I love the idea of this. Truly genius, truly genius. And I still can't believe the fact that, like, the mechanism here of the actual refill is made of aluminum. Can you imagine that? There's no plastic here. And I do have to say that, just like, really dialing up and dialing down the mechanism, it's actually well designed. Like, it's very smooth when you dial it up. There's no, like, friction of the material. And I find that so amazing. And, like, I just believe it's an epitome of how a product should be made and how it should be developed. So kudos to you, Lisa, for creating such an amazing product. Alright, so before we try out her lipsticks today, I would just like to say that I already have some makeup on, because we cannot try lipsticks if we don't have any makeup on. So prior to the start of me filming this vlog, I actually did apply some makeup. So I first started by, like, spraying a bit of Lisa's skin and makeup enhancing mist on my face, which I press gently so that it just, like, really sinks into my skin. And then after that, I applied a little bit of her elevated glow highlighter and solar light on my cheeks just for some radiance. And then after that, I actually used her foundation in number 16, which I mixed in with some of my Chanel Le Beige bronzing cream, just to add some warmth into, like, the foundation, because I have a little bit of a tan at the moment, so I just need something to warm it up. And I do love how these two formulas, like, work together, and, like, it just gives my skin a whole new dimension. But I just love that, like, the foundation is actually, like, one of the most perfect match of foundation that I've ever had tried in my life. Okay, anyway, so after the foundation, I added some concealer. I used the Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS. I used two colors. I used the color Ginger and Custard. I mixed them together and I just applied it under my eyes. And, like, just really helped because I'm actually recovering from a bad cold last week. So that's why I'm just doing this video now. And I just need to brighten up the under eye area so that I don't look tired when I'm doing this video. Alright, and of course, I did set the concealer with some loose setting powder, of course from Laura Mercier. I used a velour puff from Danessa Myrix. I pressed it under the eyes just to set that, but I kept the rest of my face free of powder because I want to try one of the lipsticks as blush. Okay, alright, so now let's start and try out these lipsticks. So I have 3 colors here with me, and the first color that I have is the color Audrey. So this is the one that has this very nice, like, you know, pinky salmony shade, and as per Lisa, this is directly inspired from the lipstick holder that she won at the auction in Christie's, and it was actually from Audrey Hepburn, hence the name. And there was actually a little bit of Audrey's lipstick found at the base of that lipstick holder, and this is her interpretation of it, or like, you know, her inspiration. And I really love this. I'm so glad that I have this now because, well, remember, if you're a fan of Lisa, she released the color Go Lightly years ago, but at the time of that release I did not know on how, like, you know, secure it was to have things, like, you know, delivered from abroad, and also I didn't know the customs rules yet. So and after doing, like, you know, the initial research, yada yada, about, like, you know, purchasing stuff from abroad and have them delivered here to the Philippines, unfortunately the color Go Lightly was no longer available. So, but I do think though that the Go Lightly in, like, you know, Gloss Embrace also has the same, like, you know, color inspiration. And I also think that the color Dance Card from her Luxuriously Lucent lipsticks also is derived from that inspiration. So if you have that in your collection, I think you'll have an idea already on how this will appear on the lips. Alright, and the other color that I have here is the color Romy. So I bought this in the refillable packaging. Look at that. So it's a very nice light cool tone movie shade, which I love, and I love this color because I think this will work very well with me, especially that I have green undertones in my skin, and movie lipstick just, you know, work extremely well with me. And then the final color that I have here is the color Medici. So it's just a little bit deeper than the color Romy, and I absolutely love it. So pretty. I cannot wait to try this. Now, by the way, if you hear any sawing sound, I do apologize. My neighbor is still, like, you know, going on with the renovation, and unfortunately my microphone conked out. I have 2 microphones that conked out, and truthfully I already did this video yesterday, but because my microphones conked out, like, all the audio was so bad. So this is not a first impression kind of a video, unfortunately, but I'm just gonna tell you guys what I love about the lipstick formulas and color from the Rouge Experience lipstick of Lisa Eldridge. Okay, now if you purchase the lipstick component, the housing component, together with the refill, it will cost you £49. But if you purchase the refill alone, it's gonna cost you £25. So if you purchase a lipstick together with its housing component, and then you purchase, like, you know, refills at the same time, if you purchase 1 refill, you'll get 15% discount, and if you purchase 2, you'll get a 20% discount. For now, if you purchase the refills only, there are no discounts available. And I do have to say that although right now when I say that this is £49, it sounds expensive, but you have to remember, like, example, the Guerlain, like, you know, refillable lipsticks, they cost around like £69. So it's actually, like, you know, a little bit more affordable than that. And the refills here cost £25, which is usually the price for refillable lipsticks. Even, like, you know, the refillable lipsticks from Charlotte Tilbury is also around the same price. So it's actually good value for your money, especially in the long run. If you continue to use Lisa's lipsticks and you're fond of her brand, like, you know, it's just part of the ultimate experience. You know what I mean? And, like, you know, truthfully, for me as a makeup artist, when I buy lipsticks, I always tend to depot them. And I love the fact that these refillable lipsticks come in this kind of a packaging, because I find it such a waste when I throw out a lot of, like, you know, the new lipsticks that I buy, and like, you know, as much as I want to keep them in my makeup kit, like, you know, they are just like, you know, really bulky, but you know, because these are completely recyclable, I like, you know, just really truly appreciate that. And like, you know, also one other thing, I'm sure when you're looking at this refill lipstick from Lisa, you are saying like, you know, I could just like, you know, really purchase like, you know, the refillable lipstick in itself and really not buy like, you know, the main housing component of the lipstick. Like, you know, you do you know how much you are willing to spend on a makeup product, and truthfully, like, you know, the refillable lipstick really still does the job. You still have the cap here, and like, you know, the mechanism still actually works, but like, you know, buying the housing component here just elevates the experience of actually, you know, using a lipstick. And again, like, you know, as you've seen earlier, you can actually personalize the lipstick, and this is one of the things that I really like about this, you know, the personalization aspect. And this will be my lipstick, and I will keep this in my little vanity here of lipstick, right beside my Shiseido lipstick, which I also had personalized when I went to the Shiseido flagship store when I was in Ginza in Tokyo. I think it was last year. I really love it. I love it. I love personalized things. Like, you know, again, it just makes everything more special and elevated. Okay, enough of me blabbing, and let's try this lipstick now. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys the color Audrey first, and this will be my lipstick. So I'm going to be applying the color straight from the bullet, which I'm so excited about because it's very rare that I apply a lipstick straight from the bullet, because I would usually, like, you know, use a brush. I'm sure you've seen me do that a lot of times, especially if I scoop them out on my palette. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to remove my lip balm. So I have a little bit of this VMV Hypoallergenics Boo Balm. So this is a monolaurin based lip balm, which is a derivative from coconut oil, and this just really keeps my lips, like, you know, very hydrated. But I find that I need to remove any, like, you know, lip balms or lip treatments before I use this because of the creamy nature of this lipstick. And I believe it has a gel type of a formula wherein it takes a while for it to break down on the lips, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to break down, especially if you have lip balm on. So just make sure to remove any lip balms on the lips so that it just makes it easier to apply. Okay, all right, so I'm going to keep quiet now, and I'm going to apply the color Audrey. So this is how the color Audrey looks like on my lips. All right, what do you guys think? Do you approve? I absolutely love it. I love the pinky orange tone that I find here, but most especially I love the fact that it has enough pink pigment in it, because for somebody like me who has olive in their skin tones, if the pink pigment in a lipstick is not that prominent, it gets neutralized and it turns out too orange on me. So I absolutely love the pink pigment in it. It's actually just enough to really come out, and it's working very well with my undertone. Look at that. Look how fresh I look. Look how vibrant it's making my skin look, and like, you know, just like the overall look of my face. I absolutely love it. Fantastic. What do you guys think? And by the way, I'm shooting under natural light today, so this is how it actually looks like when you see me using this walking down the street, but that's not going to be possible because I don't wear lipstick on a daily basis. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So gorgeous. And then the texture of this, like, you know, the first time I tried it, it reminded me of the Shiseido lipstick, wherein, because this one has a gel type of a formula, and it also, like, you know, really takes a while to break down on the lips. But as soon as I start applying it, the creamy nature of the lipstick really comes out, and it feels very hydrated. And I'm actually quite surprised on the opacity of this formula, because it's really there. Like, you know, it covered the pigmentation of my lips just enough, and, you know, it's a very nice even color all throughout my lips. I absolutely love it. But I think with this color Audrey, it's just a little bit sheer than the other lipsticks that I've tried, but it just looks sheer to me because after all, these two lipsticks are like, more cool toned, and I'm sure you can see it here right now on me is that like, the outer portions of my lips are also a little bit darker than the inner portions of my lips, and maybe that's why when I started using these two, I just like, fell in love with it because it actually did work well with my like, pigmentation on my lips. But so far I love this lipstick. I love the dimension that it's giving to my lips and to my skin, and I just love how easy it is to absolutely use. I'm sure like, if you've seen Lisa's video, you can use the tip of the lipstick here to line your lips. It's super easy. Look how gorgeous that is. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Alright, so now that I've tried the color on my lips, I'm going to apply a little bit of this on my cheek. Now, one thing by the way with this color, there's a hint of some like, I think it's a little bit radiant, which I absolutely love. Like, it's like I'm wearing like a popsicle on my lip or even like, on my cheeks. And this color actually reminds me of a blush color from Lisa that she released years ago. I forgot the names. Oh my gosh, I should really get those out of like, my archives, but I've kept them there just for posterity's sake. Like, when I mix that orangey color with her pinky color, this is the color that we get. And I absolutely love it. So nice. Look how nice and fresh and dewy it absolutely looks. I also do hope though that in the future, like maybe Lisa can come out with a like a limited edition collection of her lipsticks in like a palette form and in their flat, wherein you can also use them as a blush, like like a painter's palette. I would just really love that. Okay, what do you guys think? Look how fresh this absolutely looks. So let me get the brush that I used earlier for my foundation. Let me blend out the edges. Absolutely gorgeous. So if you're someone who has like, very light skin tones, even lighter than I'm sure you can actually use the color Audrey, especially if you're very fair. This would be absolutely beautiful. And then if you have medium skin tones like I do with olive undertones, the color Audrey is also going to be fantastic. Now, I do have to say that the color Audrey is not for everyone, like especially if you're someone who has deeper skin tones than I do, but especially if you're using this as a lipstick, you can always use it as a highlight, and you may always mix it with another color or even a lip liner just to bring out dimension, and you can always make it work with your lip because it's a very beautiful color. Not everyone has the courage to wear this kind of a lip color, but why don't you just try it, okay? And if you do so, please let me know, and then let's have a conversation about it down in the conversation box, okay? Alright, so right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my new Sculpt and Shade lip pencil, which I also purchased at the time that I purchased these Rouge Experience lipsticks from Lisa, and I'm just gonna line this, sorry, there's lipstick on my teeth. Okay, so I'm just gonna line this lightly on my lips, and this is in the color 1W. So I believe the warmth of this lip liner just worked very well with this lipstick color. Look at that. Now I believe you can also use the color 1C for this, but that depends on you. I also do have it, but I think the 1C might be too cool for my undertone. Let's try. Yeah, 1C has a more depth than the 1W, but I do have to say both lip liners work very well together with this lip color. It's really beautiful. I love that. And of course, if you're someone who likes more definition, you can always go deeper. Like, with lipsticks, you can always be playful. Alright, so now it's time for us to try the color Romy here. So this one is absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm not gonna apply this straight from the bullet because I will be placing this on my lip kit. So I have some of it here on my spatula, and with this brush, I'm going to really load the bristle with the pigment. It's actually very creamy, and I think I would prefer to use this lipstick with a brush instead of applying it straight from the bullet. But then again, like, we all have our own ways of applying lipstick. Look at that lip shade. It's almost the color of my lips. And if you're someone who's just looking for wearable lipstick on a daily basis, you guys should check out the Rouge Experience lipsticks of Lisa. Okay, look how creamy that is. Look how easy it is to really apply. Look at the pigmentation of this lip color. Look at the coverage. Look at that. I love the light berry tone that I see here. The mauvey tone. Because again, it's working very well with the undertone of my skin. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add more detailing on my lips. I'm just using the tips of this brush to add more, subtle definition. And I do have to say that the formula of the Rouge Experience lipsticks from Lisa are actually very easy to handle. And I do love the nice sheen that we see here, which is very typical of a cream lipstick. But looking at it now and experiencing it, I could really say that it's really halfway between her velvets and her lucents. Love it. It's just brighter than her velvets, not as bright as her lucents, but it also has that opacity to give the color that you need on your lips. Now, because I've tried this yesterday, they're not really long wearing, but they wear long enough, they last long enough, but it doesn't give you the dryness on the lips. I'm sure you know what I mean, especially for someone who's watching this and you might be using lipstick on a daily basis. There are some lip formulas out there, even if they're creamy, they tend to dry out the lips and they tend to make it feel like your lips are tight. So but with this one, it's very comfortable and I don't feel any dryness at all. But then again, that's just my experience because I also use lip balms on a daily basis. So our experience with this lipstick will be very, very different, and you can always adjust according to your wants and your needs. Okay, so this is how the color Romy looks like on my lips. Alright, and the last color that I have here is the color Medici, and I love the tone that I see here. So I also have it here on my spatula, and let me use this brush to apply this. I love the creamy texture of this lipstick, so beautiful. And beautiful. If you're someone who has deeper skin tones than I do, this would be perfect for you, especially as a daily lipstick color. And there we have it. So this is how the color Medici looks like on my lips. Gorgeous. What do you guys think? I absolutely love it. I think I just went overboard on this side of my lip. So we try to balance it out on the other side. Again, nice pigmentation, nice hint of coolness. It's a beautiful, stunning shade, I have to say. Very nice. And even for someone like me who has olive undertones in my skin, again, it's working very well together. And it's actually pigmented enough to cover the natural pigmentation of my lips. And let me get the color 2N from her Sculpt and Shade lip pencil. And let me just line my lips with this. I think this is a perfect match. And I actually love that the formulation of the Rouge Experience is not super creamy, because what I've noticed with the formulation of her Rouge Experience lipsticks is that it really dries on the lips, or it sets on the lips, and I don't see the lip pencils actually dragging out the formulation of the lipstick, and I actually love that. Again, it just prevents me from creating mistakes or even feathering around the lips. Hang on, let me just do my lower lip. Gorgeous. Look at that. I love it. Beautiful. Okay, what you guys think? I absolutely love it. So far with all the 3 colors that I showed to you guys, what's your favorite color on me? Please let me know down in the comments box, okay? Yeah, so when I was looking at the colors that Lisa was releasing, initially for her Rouge Experience lipsticks, the color that I was very excited about was Bohemian Cherry. Now, unfortunately, that is not yet available in the market, and as soon as that hits the shelves, I'm going to be purchasing that, including the color Ribbon, which I think is a very nice, like, pillow box red. And I might also get the color Lisa. So that one has a very nice neutral pinky shade. So I'll really like to try that as well. But so far, I'm very happy with the 3 colors that I purchased today. And the other thing also, I'm also going to purchase the color Audrey because I'm going to add that into my lip kit. And what else am I needing to talk about with my experience for the Rouge Experience lipstick with Lisa? I do hope that in the future, Lisa can find a way to add, color indications on the refills, just so that maybe we'll have an idea of what color is currently being housed in the lipstick. And maybe they might add a color, here in the waistband of the refill, and that might just add a hint of personality into the main housing here. But just basically, it will serve as a visual cue just for us to know which color is currently being housed in the lipstick. So yeah, I think I covered everything. So if I missed out on anything, or if you have any more questions, please let me know down in the comments box and let's have a conversation about it. Okay, and so that's it. I'm gonna let you guys go now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are. Bye.